Hello everybody, my name is Jack and welcome back. Welcome back for another Italian language lesson. Today we are dealing with adverbs. The word adverb comes from the Latin expression adverbum, which means close to the verb. An adverb modifies the meaning of other parts of the speech, such as verbs, but also nouns and adjectives. Adverbs can also modify the entire meaning of a sentence. Well, adverbs can be divided into three categories based on how they are built. In fact, we can find simple adverbs when they are formed by one single word, like for instance together. Composed adverbs when they are made by two or more elements. For instance, the adverb like this. You have two elements. And finally, we can find derivatives adverb. They are called in that way because they are generally nouns or adjectives which have been modified by adding a suffix, like slowly comes from slow. So, classifying adverbs by how they are made, it is yes, simple, immediate, but has very low meaning, because we are more interested in their function into the sentence. That's why it is way more important to distinguish adverbs by their function. So, like adjectives, adverbs have many different functions into the phrase. We can find adverbs of manner, of time, of quantity, of place, and etc, etc, etc. So because the speech is very long and complicated, in this very video I wanted to start with the simplest kind of adverbs called qualifying adverbs, or aka adverbs of manner. So qualifying adverbs are very important because, colloquially wise, they tend to be the most used in spoken language, as in English as in Italian. The main function of qualifying adverbs is to indicate and specify how an action takes place. That's why they're called adverbs of manner. Some examples are bene, good, male, bad, insieme, together, ancora, again, giusto, right, chiaro, clear, scuro, dark. So remember how I write down the words with the division in syllables and specifying the accents where the stressed vowel is located in the words. If you have any doubts, please see this other video I linked in the description. The division in syllables is not that important because at the end of the day you will pronounce Italian words all together. And the most important part is to get it right how the accent sounds in order to pronounce those vowels stressed and therefore longer than the other parts of the word, but especially having the right pitch of the accent. You could ask me, but words like clear and dark, chiaro, scuro, they are adjectives. How is that possible? They are also adverbs, and how we can distinguish between them from the point of view of speaking and from the logical construction of sentences. Adjectives and adverbs can be pretty similar because they have pretty much the same function. The adverbs specify how an action happens, while adjectives specify how the noun it is introduced into the sentence. So add more information about nouns. That's why there's a very thin line dividing adjectives from adverbs, because I can use clear as an adjective. The water is clear. L'acqua è chiara. In this case, clear specifies a characteristics of the water, but also I can say, is that clear? È chiaro. In this case scenario, chiaro, clear, it is deeply bounded to the action of understanding what I'm saying. So into the question, that becomes an adverb. The rule of the thumb to distinguish between adjectives and adverbs is the following. The adverb refers to the verb and the predicate, therefore to the action. In Italian, it does not change nor gender nor number. Instead, an adjective, it is deeply bound to the noun. And again, in Italian, adjective agrees with both gender and number of the noun. Whew. I want to spend more words to clarify the concept of derivatives adverbs. They are called that way because they come from other words, often adjectives. You probably figured out by yourself. For instance, the adjective slow becomes the adverb slowly. You take the radix of the word slow and you add the suffix. In Italian, pretty much happens the same, but it's a little bit more complicated because instead of ly, we add mente. We take the adjective rare, becomes the adverb rarely. In Italian, rare is raro, the adjective, and the adverb becomes raramente. So, just, calm down. Don't worry. It is not that much complicated as you can think about that. Step by step, okay? We take the adjective raro, which is male gender. We take out the vowel that determines the gender. And so we have the radix rar. We change the vowel rara and we add mente. Raro, raramente. Easy peasy. Well, the rule of the thumb is the following. The average Italian adjective has 4 ways to be present inside a sentence, depending on gender and number. You can have male gender singular ending with the vowel O, male gender plural ending with the vowel E, female gender singular ending with the vowel A, and female gender plural ending with the vowel E. In this case scenario, when you have an adjective which can be conjugated in all the 4 different ways, the rule is you take the feminine singular form of the adjective raro, becomes rara, and you add the suffix mente, raramente. Io parlo italiano raramente. I speak Italian rarely. However, there is a pool of qualifying adjective which admits only 2 possible conjugations, meaning there are words in Italian that have no gender, so only singular and plural, like veloce, which means fast. Therefore, you have only 2 possible conjugations, singular and plural. Veloce for singular and veloci for plural. The rule is the following. The suffix mente, it is added to the singular form. Veloce is singular, so the adverb becomes velocemente. Io imparo velocemente. I learn fastly. Pay attention, because if the adjective ends with this combination of letters L-E, le in Italian, or R and E, re in Italian, the final vowel, the E, is going to be eliminated when you add the suffix mente. For instance, uguale means equal, that becomes ugualmente. At the same time, leggero, light, becomes leggermente, lightly. Another way to create adverbs is starting from nouns. When you start from nouns instead of adjectives, you have to place the suffix oni. It also works if you want to transform verbs into adverbs. Oni has already its own vowel. The final vowel of the noun goes away, like bocca, mouth, becomes mouthfuls, bocconi. Or if you have to transform a verb, like to try, tentare. In this case, you take the verb, the infinite form, tentare. You take out are, which determines the conjugation, and you keep the radix tent. To the radix you add oni, tentoni, tentare, try, tentoni, gropingly. Ladies and gentlemen, today's lesson is over. I hope you really enjoyed the video. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe, leave a comment, hit the like button, whatever. But most importantly, remember, speak like a genius. Bye bye.